So if you are looking for the perfect setup for a league race around Jeddah, you are in the right place. Check out the playlist for all the updated tracks for dry and wet sessions. Let's get into it. So this is for a dry setup around Jeddah. You want let's go to the aerodynamics first. Front wing aero at 35 and the rear wing aero at 15. Transmission, you want the differential adjustment on throttle at 60%, the differential adjustment off throttle at 50%, and the engine braking at 100%. The suspension geometry, you want all four to the left. Then onto the suspension, you want front suspension at 41, rear suspension at 1, front anti-roll bar at 18, and the rear anti-roll bar at 5. You want the front ride height at 22 and the rear ride height at 65. Onto the brakes, you want 100% brake pressure and the front brake bias at 54%. And then, as we always do, the tyre pressures all the way to the right. Now, let's get into the wet setup. As I said, for Jeddah, it'll probably never rain, but let's get into it. Actually, I've had 2 races in Jeddah that have been wet. So, aerodynamics, you want the front wing aero at 27 and the rear wing aero at 17. Transmission, you want the differential adjustment on throttle at 45% and the differential adjustment off throttle at 50%, engine braking at 70%. The suspension geometry, you want all the way to the left for the first 3, as we did in Bahrain, and then 0.15 for rear toe in, the exact same as Bahrain. Suspension, front suspension at 37, rear suspension at 5, front anti-roll bar at 14, and the rear anti-roll bar at 8. You want the front ride height at 26 and the rear ride height at 58. Onto the brakes, 99% brake pressure and front brake bias staying at 54. Tyres, you want 28.5 for the fronts and 26.5 for the rears. I hope this helps you guys win a race, a league race around Saudi Arabia. Make sure you check out the playlist for all updated versions of each track with dry and wet setups.